What do you see when you look at me? Think about it for a moment. Is it my smile, my eyes, my hair? Whatever it is, I want you to hold that thought because who I am is not what you see. And sometimes it's the invisible moments I've carried that have shaped me into what you feel. So let me take you back to one such moment, a story I've never spoken about publicly because it's hard to get through it, even when I think about it. It may have been back in early 1995. I was flying back to London from South Africa when, in the stillness of the night, as everybody on the plane slept, I heard the softest sound, a whimper from a baby girl, and she was lying in a bassinet. And she wasn't loud, it was almost hidden, as if she didn't want the world to know that she was hurting or she was crying. But I felt it. And in her fragile cry, there was something between longing and loss. Whew. And so I left my seat and I walked over to the woman trying to settle her. And she told me that she had just adopted the baby, picked her up from the orphanage, and she was taking her home. And there I was, asking this lady if I could hold her for a while because I said, why don't you get some sleep? I'll hold her and see. And she agreed. And I'll never forget the weight of that little girl. Ooh. So she was crying. There was a little tremble, perhaps even with the knowledge that she was leaving one life for another because she was in a different environment that she wasn't accustomed to. And she stirred something in me, something so deep. Because in that moment, her cry and what she was feeling communicated and touched a very hidden part of my own vulnerabilities. And it was a tenderness that no one had ever seen or I allowed anyone to feel. And it was a part of me that understood what it meant for anyone to face the unfamiliar and still move forward, even when you feel fragile. Because I too understood that kind of change, even at 18, at 19. And so it wasn't for me just about a child crying. It wasn't. It was that child was a mirror of innocence, laid bare without any kind of defenses. And her cry carried both grief and hope. And it awakened in me such a compassion so vast that when I recall it, I still cry. And probably why I have never spoken about it, because just to try and get through it is hard. And not hard because it was a bad story, hard because it opens up a reservoir that as a stoic, you never open. But the moment stayed with me, especially now, because I see so much pain in the world, in our children. Right here in Jamaica, how many of them want to feel safe, to be seen, to belong, to feel loved, to be given a space to have somebody hug them, to feel tender. And then that's all, what we all want. All of us as human beings want that. Because to feel those things, to truly belong, to truly love and be loved, the truth is that we must first allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And vulnerability always, always shows up in the moments of change when you're going through transitions in your life. And you must never mistake it for weakness, because change is not the undoing of our strength. It's actually the proof of it. Because in the end, it's not our perfection that binds us to one another. It's the courage to openly share our fragility. And here's what I've learned. When we allow ourselves to touch our own fragility, something shifts. We not only find strength within ourselves, we also grow our compassion for others. Because if we can honor the trembling in our own hearts, we begin to recognize it in others too. So even in the moments when you feel fragile, maybe especially then when you're at your most fragile, you have the power to spread love, to offer safety, to see someone else and remind them that they're not alone. And that is a gift of our shared humanness, to transform our most tender moments into bridges of compassion.